Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are here today with more Spooktober. This particular episode's coming in late, but that's alright. And it's talking about the three interstellar objects. The most recent of which seems to be all over the news: the three-eye Atlas. Now, interstellar objects themselves, it just means amongst stars. It goes in and out of the star systems, because stellar is referring to star systems, so between the star systems. Now, the first one of the three-eye, the three interstellar, is one-eye Oumuamua, which, if you remember a few years ago, I think it got almost as much attention as this three-eye has, just because it was so interesting for it to come in. And it's like, it's so unusual. It doesn't act like most comets you typically look at. But nomenclature: first discovery of an interstellar object in the solar system. The IAU has proposed a new series of small body designations for interstellar interlopers, the I numbers, similar to the comet numbering system. The Minor Planet Center will assign the numbers, and provisional designations for interstellar objects will be handled using the C/ or A/ prefix, comet, asteroid, as appropriate. So Object C 2012, Comet 2012, Stellar 1, the comet Ison, sun grazing comet from the Oort cloud, which was discovered on the 21st of September. I think the Oort cloud is the cloud betwixt Mars and Jupiter. Or is that no, I think that's the Kuiper Belt. I think the Oort cloud's what surrounds our solar system. So it's out amongst like Pluto and stuff, if you're coming from the Oort cloud. Voyager 1, for comparison, the probe we launched in 77, so coming on 50 years ago, we know it's just now getting into that area because it's kind of past our Oort cloud and everything. But the battery and the distance we can communicate with it, it's kind of dying out. And then, of course, we've got these babies: Oumuamua, One Eye, Borisov, the Two Eye, and then Atlas, the Three Eye. And these are the three recent big objects we've seen that we know have come from outside our solar system. And like I said, interstellar, betwixt the star systems it goes around, so it may pass through one star system, leave, and come out and come into our star system and fly, buzz about, and then disappear. But anyway, let's take a look here at the three. One Eye, Oumuamua, It was originally designated 1I 2017 UI. So 1 Interstellar 2017. UI is probably what? Unknown 1? But yeah. Small object estimated to be between 100 and 1,000 meters or 300 and 3,000 feet in length, with its width and thickness both estimated between 65 and 167 meters or 115 and 548 feet. It has a red color like many objects in the outer solar system. And despite the close approach to the sun, showed no signs of having a coma, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's just talking about that big cloud of dust and ice and everything that follows it. Yeah, the nebulous envelope around the nucleus of a comet formed when the comet passes near the sun in its highly elliptical orbit. As the comet warms part of its sublimate, this gives the comet a diffuse appearance when viewed through telescopes. And yeah. Well, they already give you a definition here of the usual nebula, which around comets formed when they pass near the sun. Like I said, that frozen ice and gas and everything gets heated up and released. So it gives off that, expels that particulate. It exhibited non-gravitational acceleration. So acceleration not necessarily caused by the gravitation of the planets or sun. So yeah, it managed to speed up without necessarily being pulled in or the so-called slingshot or anything like that. They've got gravitational showing it's only by the pull and the gravitational. I don't know if they just couldn't get non-gravitational or what, but yeah. But they believe that acceleration was due to the release of outgassing, or a push from solar radiation pressure. But yeah, apparently it came real close to the sun, but missed it, so yeah. Proposed explanations of its origin include the remnant of a disintegrated rogue comet or a piece of an exoplanet rich in nitrogen ice like Pluto. Astronomers proposed the observed acceleration was due to the release of entrapped molecular hydrogen that formed through energetic processing of an H2O rich icy body, water rich. So let's see, consistent with Oumuamua being an interstellar comet originating as a planetesimal relic broadly similar to solar system comets. Planetesimal. solid objects thought to exist in protoplanetary disk and debris disk believed to have been formed in the solar system about 4.6 billion years ago. But yeah, it talks about the naming, and the name Oumuamua is Hawaiian for scout. But yeah. There was a look at Oumuamua and its history. That was 2017, yeah. October 2017. Now the second one, Tu'i, is Borisov. It was August of 2019. And was originally designated C 2019 Q4. So comet type 2019. I'm not sure what the Q designates for, but I guess I doubt it'd be quarter. It has a heliocentric orbital eccentricity. So saying it orbits a sun but is not bound to it. So it's not necessarily the gravity that holds it in place, I guess they're saying. Dimensionless parameter that determines the amount by which its orbit around another body deviates from a perfect circle. Okay. So while it does orbit the sun doesn't necessarily hold it in place. Astronomers from Yale said that the comet's tail was 14 times the size of Earth, saying it's humbling to realize how small Earth is next to this visitor from another solar system. 14 times. But yeah, called Tu'i Borisov. The name Borisov, I think after further discoveries, yeah. So discoverer's name was Borisov, but yeah. It was discovered by the International Astronomical Union, the IAU. Yeah, amateur astronomer and telescope maker Gennady Borisov. So yeah. And then finally, we have the one that everybody's paying attention to now because it's the most recent one. The 3i Atlas, which of course means it's the third interstellar object And ATLAS actually stands for the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System. So, yeah, it detected it, and so we were like, interesting. It's basically set to look out for near potential impacting bodies that are near Earth. And so when something like that is coming into the system, it's like, we got something coming in. But yeah, Comet 2025 N1, is it nitrogen? I'm not sure. But anyway, it seems to consist of a solid icy nucleus in a coma, which is a cloud of gas and icy dust escaping from the nucleus. The size of its nucleus is uncertain because its light cannot be separated from that of the coma. The sun is responsible for the comet's activity because it heats up the comet's nucleus to sublimate its ice into gas, which outgasses and lifts up dust from the comet's surface to form its coma. Let's see. Images from the Hubble Space Telescope suggest it is between 0.32 and 5.6 kilometers, or 0.2 and 0.35 miles. That's the diameter of the nucleus. So going one end across to the other end. And the most likely diameter being less than 1 kilometer, or 0.62 miles. So it's not a big object. Unusually rich in carbon, or carbon dioxide, containing a small amount of water ice, water vapor, carbon monoxide, and carbonyl sulfide. It is also emitting cyanide gas, an atomic nickel vapor at concentrations similar to those seen in solar system comets. Interesting. It will come closest to the sun on the 29th of October this year at a distance of 1.36 AU astronomical units. Anyway, 203 million kilometers, or 126 million miles from the sun, which is between the orbits of Earth and Mars, interestingly enough. It appears to have originated from either the Milky Way's thin disk or thick disk. If it did originate from the thick disk, it could be at least 7 billion years old, older than the solar system itself. So yeah, we're talking about potentially ancient body coming from outside the solar system in. Here's some more from science from NASA. Yeah, okay. Talking about tracking Three Eye Atlas. And then it's coming in. So here's Earth, and the object coming in between the orbit of Earth and Mars, even though Mars will just have passed by, Earth will still be a ways away, and so unlikely to pose any kind of threat or anything. Let's see. Named for their discoverers, in this case the Atlas Survey Team, and the letter I is for interstellar, indicating the object came from outside our solar system. And its third known interstellar object, hence the 3 in the name, 3I Atlas. Where do 3I Atlas and other interstellar visitors come from? From the Planetary Society. Roughly 1 trillion billion million objects inside or reside in interstellar space. That's followed by 27 zeros. But only 3 have ever been discovered passing through our solar system. And it doesn't mean there hasn't been others, but since we've been looking up and looking out, it's like, oh, okay. Now we know many of the comets and asteroids, they're going to fly from our Kuiper belt or from the Oort cloud. So they are still inside our solar system. But these are objects from outside the solar system. We're talking about our sun and the planets. So yeah. And that means we've seen 3 come from all the way out. They've managed to survive, whether they went through other solar systems or not. And even went through our Oort cloud, the outer solar system, dust and particulate matter. And it still made its way in. But yeah. Wow. And then, of course, I've got an article from Britannica. But yeah. see, where was that one image I was seeing earlier? Yeah. 2I Borisov and a distant galaxy. That's a distant galaxy. Not a solar system. Galaxy. That means it's got multiple solar systems in it. And look how big it is in comparison. So 2I, that thing was giant. What was the measurements they had on it? The nucleus diameter ranged from 1.4 to 16 kilometer. That's not as big as how the image looks, but I guess that's with all the dust and everything spread off from around it. Huh. So yeah. But anyway, just to look at the 3 comets. So this is kind of a spooky, just because everything going on. Because some people want to pretend maybe they're spaceships. Maybe they're investigatory, sent from higher intellects, stuff like that. Life doesn't always have this higher meaning or intention. I'm sorry to let some people know that. Sometimes shit happens. It's just the way of life. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and end this episode here. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting these links and sources in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.